When we first announced this new department being established, the various elements of that new department were scattered amongst 8 or 9 different buildings in different parts of Douglas. Many of them were working in departments and have in fact never had contact with people in the other revenue departments before.
I think the specific role is to provide an initial and single point of contact for would-be investors. The advantage of the Department of Economic Development is that under a single ministry there is now a one-stop shop, and it includes not just areas of activity as diverse as tourism, financial services, manufacturing, etc. You can contact us in respect of issues relating to work permits, training and other employment issues.
Well, the common thread is that message, that the Isle of Man is a good place to do business. Many of the sectors which we now represent have a natural linkage anyway. For example, a strong tourist industry is very important to underpin the services which are provided for financial services. Financial services need good hotels, good restaurants, good air links to the island, so one supports the other.
In terms of efficiencies for the department, we're now going to be able to work much more closely together and identify synergies across the different sectors. So for example, somebody who has an aircraft registered here might well offer us potential as a high net worth individual to attract them for potential investment in the island as well. And because we're now all working much more closely together and able to treat that customer as a whole, it will be a more effective approach, particularly from the customer's point of view.
I'm the director of the Business Development Agency, so I head up the agency which has been created to bring together all the main revenue earning areas of the economy. So that's financial services, tourism, manufacturing, e-business, e-gaming, space commerce, film and media. We've looked at other models which have developed in other jurisdictions, and we felt that the agency model was a good model to follow. The people we've brought together have specialist skills in specialist sectors. However, we also feel that there's a lot of cross-sectoral work which we need to start encouraging more of. So again, part of the rationale is to get people working together in cross-sectoral teams, working together on common projects.
Becoming Chief Executive at Economic Development, I've been very encouraged by the role of the Chamber of Commerce. The new Chief Executive, Mike Hennessy, is very proactive. They've recently moved to quite prestigious new headquarters, and we see an opportunity to really build upon what always has been a good relationship with the Chamber.
What I see is that the new department is a step forward in its own right. Why do I say that? Well, it's gathered together various parts of industries that were possibly a little bit disparate in the past, and it's now easier to liaise and work with economic development.
I think improved communications with the private sector is going to be a key feature of the new department, and we've already taken steps to build upon the excellent relationship that we have between government and the private sector.
I'd actually say that the incubator is probably one of the greatest exponents of that type of partnership between public and private sector. The incubator is operated by Capital Select, which is a private sector company, and it's funded by the Isle of Man government. But it's not just about funding, it's about collaboration. So we work very closely with the business development managers across the Department of Economic Development. So we give our clients all the access they need. And in turn, the department helps us by making sure that we're progressing those clients and getting the businesses the help. So it's very collaborative.
A very important element of the strategy will be working closely with the businesses we have, helping them to grow, helping them to find new markets, working together with them in partnership. So it'll be a twin track approach, bring new businesses in but also enhance and preserve what we have already.
Clearly we recognise that finance issues are to the fore, but we've got some important sectors here and we are quite a diverse economy. I've lived in Jersey, we're certainly more diverse than Jersey is. Take for instance manufacturing, where we have a very strong committee that works closely with government to make sure that the best possible environment is on the Isle of Man for them to do their business.
Whilst we're not exposed to finance as other countries, it still remains a really important element. But the nature of finance on the island is changing. Our financial services sector is moving far more into supporting of other sectors. Key activities being how banking supports things like shipping registry, how things like e-business is supported by the banking sector, and also places like insurance, and insurance supporting everything from space through to new risk management. Finance is definitely developing on the island, so we're looking forward to taking that finance sector and moving to a new world with it. If you look at the Isle of Man in comparison with our competitors, it is the single thing that defines us as differently to our competitors. How private sector and public sector work together, particularly the access to political matters, the access to regulators, actually is a unique selling point for the island. And if anything, economic development and the department want to focus on this even more for the future. We really see this handshake with the private sector as critical to the future success of the island.
We believe that the freedom to flourish remains an extremely well thought out strapline for the Isle of Man, and certainly one that we are reinvigorating and using wherever possible. We think it does epitomise what the Isle of Man can offer, in so much as the opportunity for organisations to come, become a part of island life and to receive the support of the government and other business associations that are here on the island is very important.
The remit now is being spelt out very clearly, what we expect from the staff, what our targets are. It will be far more focused, more closely monitored, I think, and coordinated into the future, so that everybody will be under no illusion as to what is expected of them, what the targets are. Those targets will be measurable, and we will be perhaps discarding some old ways of doing business and looking for new ways as well, which in itself is both a challenge but also an opportunity for many people to use their creative abilities to contribute to what is undoubtedly has to be a team effort, government pulling together to generate new economic activity to continue the success that the Isle of Man has had. Everybody is part of that team, everybody has a role to play to stimulate further success in the future, and I believe this new arrangement will benefit everybody at the end of the day.